Mindful Life Practice community.
All right, perfect. So this is our 15 minutes of morning or afternoon stretching. So let's come to a comfortable seated shape, lengthening through the spine, relaxing the shoulders. Actually, I just remembered something that all of you would probably find amusing. I was sitting next to a couple today having my coffee in this restaurant, and they were talking about someone they knew who had given up drinking and all of the how physically different he looked, how he was glowing. And I really wanted to interject and be like, being sober is the best, but I felt eavesdropping and interjecting in people's conversation at a restaurant would be rude. But I remembered that as I saw my sober is my superpower shirt. Because it really is a superpower. Take an inhale. We're going to lift our arms up. Nice. And then when you exhale, you're going to land your right palm. And then circle all the way around and land the left palm and lift the right arm up. We're going to have to schedule another podcast panel session so we can talk about social media. Do one more of each. And then we're going to come all the way back up through center with both arms. And then just do a little bit of twisting. So landing the left palm, gazing over the right shoulder. And then pivoting through center. Twisting the opposite way. And just doing a couple more. Now it's coming. It's raining. Take both arms up towards the sky. And then just land the right palm on the side of the skull. Land the left palm on the left knee. And we're going to come into a little bit of a stretch through the neck. Today, actually, another thing I was mindlessly doing today was reading the Wikipedia about Starbucks. I ended up there because I posted something on social media last night about how it was UAE National Day and the UAE was just as old as Starbucks. But I think I wanted to fact check to make sure that they were born in the same year before I posted it. Anyway, I ended up on the Starbucks Wikipedia page reading about the whole 50-year history of the coffee chain. And something that I thought was really interesting when I was reading through it was, first of all, how it's evolved over time. So when it was created, they didn't even serve hot drinks. They just served coffee in a bag for like 5 years, coffee beans. And also in reading about the 50 years, reading about how many failures they had had. Right, and that seems like kind of the theme is like accepting that failure is part of the journey and falling as part of the journey. But they've had so many stores that they've closed, right? Certain countries, Australia, where they closed 60 of the chains they opened because they just didn't get the culture right. Lift the head all the way up through center. and then drop the head the opposite way. So drop it over to the left and you can land the palm. There was actually a period of time that I forgot about when Starbucks started serving wine and beer in Canada and the States, and that obviously did not go as planned because they're not doing that anymore. Anyway, I think sometimes we look at something as big as like the Starbucks franchise, which is massive all over the world, and we think that it's just always been like upward success, right? But in reality, it's like one step forward, one step back, one step forward, one step back, and that is the way that creating anything goes, right? It's not always going to be smooth sailing and upwards growth, because if it were that easy, then everyone would be doing it. It's kind of a reminder for me. Ups and downs and highs and lows, that's a really normal part of life's journey. Take our head all the way back up through center. It's already 3:50. All right, let's do one more pose and then we're going to come into a rest pose. So we're going to bring our soles of feet together, letting our knees knock wide, just opening through the heart, and then hinging all the way forward. You can support yourself in any way, like with a block or bolster. So as part of the Mindful Life Practice Grounded in Gratitude Challenge, I have been rereading The Universe Has Your Back by Gabby Bernstein, which I think is an amazing book. She talks a lot about how obstacles are opportunities, right? And we need to shift our thinking from a thinking of fear to a feeling of love. Whenever we catch ourselves in a headspace that is questioning things or fearful or negative, we can thank the universe for allowing us to see things from the lens of love. That's been really resonating with me these days as I face different setbacks and comebacks and obstacles and opportunities. Take a few more breaths in this hold. And then we're going to roll all the way up. And then choose your final resting pose for the last few moments of this practice. So you might be in seated, you might be lying down in a shavasana. But I'll bring you back in a moment or two when the time is up. When you're lost and alone, or you're sinking like a stone, carry on. And may your past be the sound of your feet upon the ground, and carry on. When you're lost and alone, or you're sinking like a stone, carry on. And may your past be the sound of your feet upon the ground, and carry on. Carry on, carry on. Give your body a wake up wiggle. Nice long stretch from your fingers all the way through your toes. Curling the knees into the chest, giving the body a nice little hug. And then just making our way up to a seated shape with the palms at the heart center. Closing with the intention that our practice remains steady and our efforts remain continuous. That our yoga helps and heals and serves and benefits all beings everywhere. May all beings be safe. May they be happy, healthy, and free. May the thoughts and the actions of each of our lives contribute towards this. So let's finish with an Om. We're going to breathe in and breathe out, and breathe in to make the Om. So taking a big breath in, big breath out, big breath in. Thank you for joining. Thank you for sharing the space and the practice. The light in me, it sees and it honors the light in you. Thank you. Thank you.